Hi there, beauties. Welcome back to my channel, A Fit Life Center, where I offer you skills and techniques that help you create a life that's fit for you. Thank you for your continued support of this channel. It has just been absolutely amazing. And I want to give a shout out to all of my new beauties that subscribed over the last week. I am just in awe of you. I thank you for supporting me on Stephanie's channel and encouraging me when I just jumped in and took on a new task. It was loads of fun. Stephanie is just a beautiful soul, as you who watch her channel know. And to get you coming over here at a relatively brand new channel just encourages me to keep going. Because as you all know, it's scary sometimes to start something new. But when I know my sisters out in the world are supporting me, it just tells me to keep going. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I'm going to encourage you to keep going too. So last week, hopefully all of you watched Stephanie Perry's video where I interviewed her. Something came up that I thought we would talk about today, and that is called compassion fatigue, right? So I'm going to talk about what compassion fatigue is, symptoms to look for, and how to reduce it and eventually get rid of it before you develop something called burnout. I will talk about burnout more next week at the next episode or the next posting, right? But today we're just going to focus on compassion fatigue. You're going to see me looking over to my left periodically because I have a monitor over here with notes that I took for myself so that I could make sure that I gave you all the information. So with that, the first thing I want to do is give you a definition of what compassion fatigue is. This definition came from a website that I really like. It's called happierhuman.com. And they describe compassion fatigue in this way. Compassion fatigue describes a state of exhaustion that you experience after spending considerable time with people who are dealing with emotional or physical suffering. That's a very general definition. But I want to offer this to women because most of the time in our life, we find ourselves in some position where we are taking care of, nurturing somebody. It may be if you have children, if you are married, if you are having elderly parents and you are taking care of your parents, as well as if you have children, spouse, those kind of things, right? We are usually in a position where we are caring for people all the time. And in this climate that we live in, it seems as if Black women are supposed to be the savior of the world. Whatever it is, we are supposed to fix it. And that can lead to compassion fatigue. You just become exhausted with trying to always be there for other people. So what are some symptoms of compassion fatigue? Irritability. It feels like you're running low on your emotional resources. Even the smallest thing, if your car needs to go in for servicing and they are a few minutes late, it just seems like everything is just more annoying to you than it normally would be, where you could normally either cope with it, brush it off, deal with it. You always feel on edge, snappy. Feels like everybody is getting on your last friggin' nerve. Emotional or physical exhaustion. Doesn't matter how much you sleep, doesn't matter how much you rest, you still feel tired. Every day, drained, lifeless. You feel disconnected from your life. all you do is think about ways that you want to shut down and shut the world out. Depersonalization, right? It's feeling alienated from yourself. It's like you're looking at yourself from the outside in. So if I had a visual of it, some essence of myself would be out here floating around just looking at me make this video, but feeling really detached from all of it. It's like being kind of numb to yourself, in other words. Self-blame. Always blaming yourself for anything that you perceive that has gone wrong. You blame yourself for wanting to even take a break. Somehow it's your fault that you are exhausted and need to take a break. You feel ashamed that you are getting tired and cannot continue to offer 100% of yourself all the time. You know what the worst part of self-blame is? It's that you start to disconnect or not hear your body sending you signals that you need a break. You just ignore it because you feel shame, and that shame causes you to push beyond what your body can really do. You have ruminating thoughts, constant worrying about the state of the world, about the state of your family, your friends. That's all you think about from sun up to sundown. Sometimes you can't even sleep because you're constantly worried. And what does that do? It robs you of the opportunity to recharge yourself, to reconnect to yourself. Some of the fallout of the exhaustion is self-medication, right? Could be alcohol, food, marijuana, sex, shopping, anything that gives you a temporary boost, a temporary high that numbs you out from the fact that you're exhausted. And this can lead to some really serious problems in your life if you don't get it under control. You also might start to experience relationship issues, right? You become resentful of the very people that you are trying to help, right? You start to feel like they're sucking the life out of you. You start to feel just depressed, anxious. And you gotta start maybe realizing that it's okay to take a break. You need to focus on yourself. And how do you do that? That's what we're gonna start talking about today. You gotta take time for yourself. The first thing you want to think about doing is setting some boundaries, some small ways that you can start to find time for yourself. Maybe it's instead of being available to people 24/7, maybe think about setting a schedule for yourself. I'm gonna work from 9 to 6, and from 6 to 7, I'm going to have a hot meal, have a cup of relaxing tea, maybe some chamomile, something like that. I'm gonna take a hot shower, relax, watch my favorite TV show, disconnect from your phone. And you're gonna set a boundary with that, right? So even when people are trying to utilize that time that you've set for yourself from 6 to 7, you're gonna practice saying no. No. They need to engage you between 9 and 6. After 6, you're not going to be available for that 1 hour. It'll feel scary at first. It'll feel anxious because remember, you're blaming yourself for everything. So you have to learn how to start to set simple boundaries for yourself so that you can take responsibility for healing yourself. My favorite subject. We're going to practice some mindfulness, and I'm going to offer you a mindfulness um, practice at the end of this video today. So, practicing mindfulness, right, is what is happening in the present moment. Maybe you have to start with being mindful so you can start to notice these symptoms that I talked about. Start to notice that you're feeling irritable. Where does irritability reside in your body? When I am irritable, honestly, it feels like cats scratching me from the inside trying to get out, and I want it to stop and I can't get it to stop. That's what irritability feels like in my body. The reason why I know that is because I've sat quietly with myself and learned to identify that sensation in my body is associated with irritability. So maybe some mindfulness practices will help you. The next thing is learning to set up a regular, consistent self-care routine, right? So I talked about that 6 to 7, right? Where maybe dinner, a shower, watching your favorite show. You're gonna set it up and you're gonna put it in your calendar so that it becomes a part of what you do. Slow practice, right? Making sure that you are consistently taking care of yourself. Some things you can do when we practice self-care, because sometimes we don't know where to start because we haven't been practicing self-care in so long. You can go for a walk. You can maybe have dinner with one of your good girlfriends, right? Maybe reach out and have a chit chat on the phone. Not about your problems, but just a chit chat. A good girl kiki, right? Just talking. Maybe saying some positive affirmations to yourself. Telling yourself that it's okay to take time for you. That's a positive affirmation. So, those are some things that you can do to take good care of yourself. Figuring out just what you need to help yourself heal from compassion fatigue. I'm going to put the happierhuman.com link in the description so you can check out their website. But right now, let's do a little mindfulness activity. All you need to do is just make yourself comfortable, whether you're sitting down or maybe laying on your bed. Make sure that your body feels really comfortable. And once you have that in place, if you feel comfortable, you can close your eyes or you can drop your gaze down to a soft space in front of you just to allow yourself to go inside. And the first step in becoming mindful is to notice your breathing. So feel yourself inhaling through your nose and then exhaling fully out of the nose. Continue to breathe easy, inhaling through your nose. Exhaling out of the nose. You might start to notice that your mind is having thoughts. Just allow the thoughts to be there. You're not trying to stop them in any way. Keep focusing your awareness on your breathing. Inhaling, exhaling. Draw your awareness down to your abdomen. Allow the muscles of your stomach to just relax. See if you can feel the natural rising and falling of your abdomen as you inhale and exhale. Imagine that your body is breathing itself. As you inhale, feel your belly rising. And as you exhale, feel your belly falling or contracting a little. Take a few deep breaths here, noticing the rising and the falling of your belly. Now move your awareness up to your chest. As you inhale, feel your lungs expanding and the rising of the chest as you inhale. And as you exhale, allow yourself to feel the contraction of your chest and the movement of your chest as you exhale. Follow the feeling of your breath as you inhale and as you exhale. Follow the movement as you take a full inhale and the movement as you take a full exhale. Now bring your attention to your nostrils. This movement is a little more subtle, but as you breathe in, notice the expansion of your nostrils as you inhale and the subtle contraction of your nostrils as you exhale. Maybe notice that your breath is cool as you inhale and warmer as you exhale. Rest your awareness as you notice your body breathing in all of these spots, the belly, the chest, and the nostrils. Whenever your mind wanders, simply bring it back to your breathing. Inhaling, exhaling. Beautiful. When you're ready, simply open your eyes or lift your gaze and take a moment to notice the state of your body after just a few moments of a mindfulness practice. I hope you remember that you need to be a priority in your life, that you matter too. Have a great day.